Hey, thanks for watching 4-Color Commentary. I'm Mark Allen, and I'm finally here at the tail end of February getting in on this, on Bearded Comic Bros Comic Book Challenge, Cover Challenge, Couples. And we're going to get to that here in just a moment, but check out, going over to Bearded Comic Bros and check out his, it's the Bearded and Cole's Comic Book Challenge. I'll put links to both, to Cole's Comic Book Channel and to Bearded Bros Comic Book Channel. And while you're at it, go check out a channel called Ken's Comic Book Channel. It's a great channel, a great guy, and another one of our British community members. And he does a great job, has some great comics, great collection, just a really, really neat guy. And we're glad to have him as part of the community. But anyway, just to get straight into it, another one of these challenges that have come up that is February themed, Valentine's themed, and I've seen a lot of covers up, couples covers that have been more in the wedding mode or in the embraced mode, you know, where they're embraced and giving a passionate kiss or something like that. I didn't go that way for the most part. I went just solid couples, good comic book couples that we know of. Or just a neat theme, a couple's theme on a comic book cover. You'll understand where I'm going with this as we keep going, or as we begin and keep going. So we're just going to start right off with a 1970s Spire Christian comic, Adam and Eve. You could call this the first couple, and this is a modern day retelling pretty much of the classic Bible story. And so anyway, just a really neat cover there with Adam and Eve. And yes, their names are Adam and Eve. And if you can't get more coupley than that, the first couple. Okay, and so we have that, and then we have one from the 80s, 1984 to be exact. One of my favorite series at the time. It spun off of X-Men, a John Byrne creation. Fairly significant couple for quite some time. Came out of that series, and it is Submariner and Marina. And or Marina, depending on how you pronounce her name. But there she was being, of course, Marina had some problems along the way. Got pretty savage, and Submariner had to kind of come in and help subdue her, help Alpha Flight subdue her. So anyway, just a neat couple there, a comics couple, Marvel couple for quite some time. Submariner and Marina. I think they even got married. I'm not sure of that, but anyway, great match there. All right, another classic comics couple that was actually a couple, I think, off and on for quite some time, and that is SpiderMan and the Black Cat. And Felicia Hardy, the Black Cat, who actually I think loved Spider-Man more than she loved Peter Parker. But lots of stories behind that couple, lots of memorable moments, lots of heartache, and probably a little bit of joy, and such as that. I'm going to leave this last one as kind of an honorable mention. I got a lot of them here. Here's one that came up during one of the ongoing, or the limited series from DC and Marvel, crossover series. This is All Access number 2, starring Jubilee and Robin. Oh, young love. And these two really hit it off in that series, and you know, I have to hand it to the creators, to Ron Mars, the writer, and to Jackson Geist, the artist. That you know, they really made the chemistry really nice between these two. They sold it well. You believed it. You could believe that these two could have a thing for one another and could have could fall into love. And so I would have liked to have seen, honestly, I'm sure it'll never happen. Of course, you should never say never, I suppose, but I'd like to see at least a 2 to 4 to 6 issue limited series of the ongoing adventures of Robin and Jubilee. But I won't hold my breath for that. All right, here's another couple. You get a lot of these kind of couples in comics. A good one and a bad one. But usually the bad one is a femme fatale. In this case, it's certainly the case. Daredevil, the Man Without Fear, number 256. This is Typhoid Mary, and of course, their attraction was primarily physical, I believe. I think she had a thing about, not pheromones, but I think she had a way of causing men to fall in love with her or something. I'm not sure. But, quite a destructive relationship there. But they were a couple for a short time, I believe. Here's another one, classic. I'm not the first one to allude to this, but and there's certainly not a couple here. But there was always that that tension, that romantic tension between the two, that physical tension. And this is Detective Comics number 570 with Batman and Catwoman. Catwoman giving him a lash to the face. That's got to hurt. And of course, you got Joker in there just enjoying it all. But so, you know, couples, the couples theme, moving on. Here's one. Doctor Strange King Size Annual number 1 from 1976, where Doctor Strange is defending his lady love Cleo, trying to rescue her. Of course, Doctor Strange and Cleo were a couple for quite some time, and great Dave Cockrum cover there, and just a beautiful cover. They actually redid this story. This is P. Craig Russell art inside this story. One of my all-time favorite comics from an artistic viewpoint, but they redid this story. P. Craig Russell doing the art years and years later, called What Is It That Disturbs You, Stephen? It was a bookshelf format type thing, and just more beautiful art from P. Craig Russell as he kind of re-envisioned the story. I encourage you to pick both of them up. All right. Okay, Fantastic Four number 236, Reed and Sue being hefted up on the shoulders of the Thing. Now, the reason why I'm considering this a couple's cover is because certainly what the Marvel Universe there is celebrating is it's the Fantastic Four. They're celebrating the premier team of the Marvel Universe. However, look who's hoisted the most high above all, of all four of them. It's Reed and Sue, who kind of are the first couple of the Marvel Universe. If the Fantastic Four is the first team of the Marvel Universe, they are certainly the first couple. And so you have, a great couples cover there in that Fantastic Four number 236. All right, Incredible Hulk number 319. You got to call this a couples cover because Bruce and Betty finally tied the knot. I almost forgot Betty's name there, Betty Ross. Bruce Banner and Betty Ross finally tie the knot. And of course, it wasn't happily ever after, but certainly a notable comic, a notable issue, a notable historical event in comics, and a couples cover to be sure. All right, here's one that I doubt anyone else has shown. Had this series for quite some time. I loved the TV series that it was based upon, created by Doug Wildey back in the 60s. This character is from Johnny Quest. This is Jezebel Jade. And you have on the cover, you have her and her old flame, Race Bannon. You remember Race? Race was the guy who was Johnny's tutor and karate instructor and ex-CIA guy, I think it was, and just a really neat guy. Somebody that every American boy would want that guy to be their tutor, their guy that taught them karate, taught them how to just be a man in the world. And when you got a girlfriend like Jezebel Jade, that's another feather in your cap there, okay? But anyway, Jezebel and Race there as a couple's cover. All right, here's another great well-known Marvel couple, Kazar and Shanna the She-Devil from Kazar number 2. Kazar number 2. So not much explanation needed there. Great comics couple there. Next we have, now this is actually from a Marvel Age, and this is one of the few romantic type covers I included in this. This is Marvel Age number 54, celebrating the wedding of the year, of course the wedding of Peter Parker and Mary Jane, with the shadow of Spider-Man. Should you say looming over? I think that's an appropriate word, looming over, because eventually it was Peter Parker being Spider-Man that always caused the problems there. So anyway, great cover there. And certainly one of Marvel's premier couples. I didn't realize this one didn't have a cover on it, but I pulled it out because it's the only, I think it might be the only cover I have featuring just these two characters. But you have Ant-Man, Hank Pym, and the Wasp, Janet Van Dyne, here on the cover of the Marvel feature number 10, featuring the astonishing Ant-Man. And so there you got Pym and Van Dyne there on the cover as they're getting ready to... I'm not sure what they're getting ready to be placed into, but it looks none too comfortable, okay? So there you go. There's a well-known comics Marvel cover. Now this one I'm going to have to take out of the bag. This is a independent property that is very near and dear to my heart. Probably my favorite independent property ever. This is Nexus Volume 2, number 1. And you have there you have Nexus, Horatio Hellpop, who is Nexus, and Sundra Peel, his lady love, facing off against a bunch of flying heads. It would be way too involved to tell you the story there. I just tell you, get out there and read Nexus. Try to get the magazines first if you can. They have, of course, been collected into a graphic novel. Nexus is a fantastic, fantastic read, practically all the way through the original series. I won't go into why I say practically. I just go ahead and read it. You won't be disappointed. All right, Robin number 16, Robin volume. Well, don't forget which volume because it was after all of the limited series. But from April of 1996, Robin number 16, Robin and the Spoiler. They were a couple for quite some time there, and so a young couple. Everybody likes young love, and so there he is rescuing the Spoiler, helping her out of a jam, and so you gotta love that, and that's always good for a relationship when you help your significant other out of a jam. Okay, all right, two of this next series very quickly, 2 issues. First of all. Let's start with Rom number 7, Rom Space Knight, with poor Brandy Clark lamenting the fact that that Rom is dead. Of course, we know he wasn't. He went on his series went on for many, many more issues, and to this day, I believe he's alive. I'm not sure in what form in the Marvel universe, but he is still alive. And so there's Brandy and there's Rom. Brandy had fallen in love with Rom and vice versa, but they could never be as long as Rom was in the armor. Okay. So you have that, and then a second Rom comic, Rom Annual number 3 from 1984, and you have Rom and Starshine, the Space Knight who loved Rom. And so again, in the vein of couples, that certainly fits. All right, a few more to go here. Here is another. I already had. I'm throwing this one in. I already had a Spider-Man and Mary Jane, but I love this. This spectacular Spider-Man number 229 cover. It is one of the acetates. It's the end of an era, the greatest responsibility, part 3 of 3. Giant size extravaganza, but look at that bright yellow background cover. You have Spider-Man, you have Peter Parker and Mary Jane swinging off as they leave Scarlet Spider, Ben Reilly, to take over the hero game for a while there. Of course, it didn't last, we know, and for various reasons, but there you go. All right, a few more to go here. Here's one that many may have forgotten about. And I just realized I didn't think to look up this character's name. I'd long since forgotten this character's name. But this is one of those, as I'm looking for this character's name, Lori Lamaris. Here is Superman number 12 from 1987. Clark Kent and Lori Lamaris there. Of course, she turned out to be, I believe, a mermaid. And but Love Lost is the theme there, but certainly a couple's cover. And if she didn't turn out to be a mermaid, I'm just really messed up on that one. But I know which story. If I am confused, I know which story I'm confusing it for. It's an old Marvel story, but we won't get into that right now. All right. Secondly, very classic, going back early in comic books and strips. You can't deny this comics couple. This is Tarzan, and he is rushing in to rescue Jane. Me Tarzan, you Jane. Everybody knows that old phrase, and so definitely a well-known comics cover or couple there. All right, let's see, 2 more here. The Mighty Thor number 136, great Jack Kirby issue here. To become an immortal. That is Jane Foster in there as the All-Father seeks to make her an immortal so that she can live in Asgard with Thor. Why? Because they were so in love with each other, and so the couple's aspect there. And so great issue there. And second to last. Sorry, this is a flashback tale from the 90s. And with a great John Romita Sr. cover. Okay, this is from the Untold Tales of Spider-Man, -1. This is a cover featuring Richard and Mary Parker, Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. Now, we may not have seen very much of them in comics, but they are for sure a comics couple, a significant and important comics couple, as they are the parents of Peter Parker. And without them, there would be no him. And so there you go. And so, last but not least, this goes into the category of, I suppose, fantasy couple. I would love to see Marvel and DC do this team up, or as it would just as likely be, confrontation. But this is Amazing Heroes number 69. Some of you may have never seen this cover. It is a Frank Miller cover. It is fantastic from April of 1985 with Batman and Elektra. And that's not, you know, as they come around the corner there, that's not going to be a friendly encounter. But that could be a couple. Can't you see it? Can't you see it? Can't you see Batman, stopping her, trying to stop her from assassinating whoever she's trying to assassinate? Let's say she's sent after James Gordon, and Batman's trying to keep her from filling out that, or from accomplishing that feat. And in the course of it, she becomes enamored with his abilities, his sense of honor, and all of that good stuff. So, and him just being strangely attracted to her. I could see it. I think it'd be very cool. Maybe reminding him of Shiva or of Talia or something like that. She's got that vibe. So anyway, Batman and Elektra. No, not a comics couple, but we could wish, we could hope. Okay, and that's it. That's what I've got for February. Just squeezing it in there at the last part of February. Hey, don't forget to check out those links to Cole's Comics channel and to Bearded Comics Bro, and check out Ken's comic book channel as well. But thanks for watching. If you liked what you saw, like, comment, subscribe if you haven't. And anyway, thanks for watching, and we'll see you next video.